currently packing for school for the 5th time, if you include, there and back. And originally I was gonna write a script for this video. I've wanted to make a video like this for a long time, talking about this topic. But I just found all of my old yaoi and decided to make it now, unscripted, again. The reason yaoi is important in this discussion is because, as you read the title, the topic of today's video is the true killer of joy. You say comparison is, the killer of joy, or whatever the phrase is. I think that's what it is. But I am here to argue that overthinking is the only true killer of joy. And of course there are, tons of things that kill joy, but most of them fall under the overthinking window or umbrella, blanket, whatever. For example, comparison, that falls under overthinking. Oh, okay. I've been leaning up against a couple of shoes. And I used to read yaoi religiously. I mean, this is all yaoi. Stack like this high so far. It's just all yaoi. Some of it, a little questionable, but I read it and I enjoyed it at the time. And if I reread it, I probably would still enjoy it if I wasn't thinking about it, and that's my problem. So I think about things. Most of us do, Some of us don't, which I'm kind of envious about. This isn't yaoi, this is just manga, but yeah, if I was to reread a lot of these, I mean, come on, this is volume 8. I made it through 8 volumes. And I should have kept going, but I didn't, because I started questioning whether or not I should be reading yaoi, and I got older. Similar to that, it started to feel like a waste of time. I don't do anything I enjoy anymore, because it feels like a waste of time. I can always, in my head, I could always be doing something more productive, right? We could always be doing something more productive. Something that will benefit you more than just reading. The stack grows. Oh, the stack's leaning. It's currently being held up by 3 books that are not yaoi. That's probably why it's all topsy-turvy. Actually, I'm gonna take this bottom one out. It's like Jenga. Jesus, this is scary. Oh. It's being held up by, I think, The Secret Garden and the Iliad? The Iliad, whatever. Oh, okay. And this book, which I read a very long time ago. I remember it being good, but I also read it, I think, in middle school. So, anyways, yeah, I used to read so much yaoi, so much yaoi, and I think about it a lot. I think about wanting to. I think about, wanting to get into more yuri. I have a couple of yuri manga that I got and just, never read. And yeah, I want to read it. It sort of started out as I got older, questioning whether or not I was, contributing to the fetishization of gay men, which is kind of insane for a middle schooler to be contemplating. But here we are. And now that I'm older and I don't do anything for myself, this also isn't yaoi. These 2 were gifted to me by my sister, that she wants me to read, and this one I read on my own. I also remember this being good. But now, like I said before, I can't do anything without constantly berating myself about how I should be doing more to be productive, or I could be doing more, 24/7 I should be applying to scholarships and working and doing schoolwork and literally nothing else. My own joy feels like something I should A, be ashamed of, and B, put off to the side. When at one point, I had a pretty good balance between work and joy. I don't know when that changed. I'm not gonna put these on top. I'm gonna start another stack. I go through all these books and I feel sad. Obviously they're not sad books, but I feel sad, right? I once read this out of enjoyment and out of love. Out of, you know, looking at the silly characters and being happy, right? Laughing, and sure, I was on my phone a lot because that's where I read most of them. But I can't do anything anymore without thinking about it. I can't buy clothes because I feel bad for buying clothes, right? Like fast fashion and the clothing industry and all that. I used to listen to a lot of K-pop. This isn't yaoi, but it's also good. I used to listen to a lot of K-pop, and I can't listen to K-pop anymore because the whole time I just sit there and think about how horrible I'm not showing the covers of these ones. These ones are kind of, I just sit there and think about how horrible the industry is, right? I very, very rarely buy myself anything at all, because I feel bad for spending money. Even though it's my own money that I worked for and I can spend it however I want, I feel bad for spending money. And, don't knock it over. Looking at all these books, like I said, I'm sad. I wish that I obviously don't want to go back to middle school. Ever. No thank you. But part of me wants to go back to where I was, right? I want to be able to enjoy things again without just overthinking about them. And yeah, most things aren't that deep, but some things are, right? A lot of things are, and it's important to think about them, but there has to be some kind of balance, or else you're never going to do anything. Literally anything. I've had days where I haven't been able to leave my house because of, like, overthinking, right? Like, it's just, okay, you're stressing me out. Please go. Thank you. We can't clip her claws because she doesn't like being held. So her claws are always razor sharp. She's also, like, not my cat. I don't know her very well. I've been with her all summer, but I don't feel any connection to her. She just wants attention, like, all the time. And I'm not gonna say it's annoying because it's mean, but it's kind of annoying. And yeah, her claws are sharp. Okay, I'm gonna need you to. Oh. I don't remember what I was saying. Okay, she's back. Yeah. I wish that I could enjoy things without thinking about them. And not everything is that deep, but most things are that deep. And I just feel bad, right? I should probably go to therapy, but I don't, because I feel like I don't deserve it. There's a whole bunch that just, you know, I can't do, basically. That I could do, but I don't. And I don't know how to stop overthinking. I don't know how to, you know, enjoy things, do things for myself. I mean, I'm not just gonna, like, sit here and, you know, talk about my trauma or my fucking whatever, but, I mean, for a long time, I didn't even, like, let myself eat anything, right? Like, it was that bad. I didn't feel like I deserved to eat food, which is insane. That's insane. And I was a child. Like, that's wild. I'm only now turning 21. And I still, like, struggle with this stuff, and it's really hard. It's really hard to be, you know, at my big old age and still struggle with this stuff. And I think this overthinking thing in particular is something that I don't really see a lot of people talking about. I've seen a couple of videos sort of, like, kind of talking about it, and our desperation to be, like, morally superior or whatever, but I don't think that is the problem, right? Because at the end of the day, right, wanting to be a good person can lead you to do bad things, or can blind you from doing good things, but I don't think that, my partner tells me this all the time. I have OCD, and I constantly, as most of us, do, wonder whether or not I'm a horrible person. In my mind, I am literally the worst person, like, on the planet, which is crazy because I'm not. But that's what's in my head. And she tells me all the time, good people don't worry whether or not they're good people, right? Or bad people don't worry whether or not they're bad people. They don't care. And that's comforting. And also doesn't shut my brain off, obviously. But it is comforting. And I think it's a bad angle, sorry. I think with the overthinking thing, I don't know. I just care about things too much, which I feel like I've also talked about on my channel or whatever. Like, just caring about things too much and how horrible it is. I mean, I made a whole, art piece on it for school, which was received well by my classmates and horribly by my professor. She did not like it. But anyways, I like it. I'm pretty proud of it. And I'd like to make more art sort of discussing this, because I don't see many people, talking about it. I think my life would be so much better if I stopped thinking. And at one point, I did stop thinking. I'd say there was a good year where I did a lot of really dumb shit. Really, really, really dumb things. Because I was just clocked out, right? Like, I was done. And I also don't think that that's the way I should go, right? The balance. That evil word, balance. And I don't know what that looks like. I kind of just wanted to, talk about overthinking or whatever. Oh, one of my cats has tape stuck to her foot. Come here. How did this happen? Is that better? She's like walking around all low and slinky and shaking her foot around. No more tape. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I see people use that phrase a lot. And yeah, they're right, but I think it goes deeper than that. And right now, especially, it's really hard to be a good person, right? It just is. Bringing your own bags to the grocery store. That alone is, like, weird, right? It's weird. I get weird looks all the time, which is insane. And also, like, thinking about where you get your clothes from. I've also been, called weird for that. You think too much. It's not that deep. But it is. Everything is that deep. And how do you, knowing how bad it can be and how bad it is, how do you justify those things, right? Even when it's, like, a shirt from a, like, fast fashion store every once in a while. How do you, like, that's still someone's life, right? And, like, it's just this endless, like, cycle of stuff that is, like, bad, because everything sucks, and that's no way to live. But I don't know how to stop doing it because I care so much. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm better than you because I care about things. No, it fucking sucks. It genuinely is horrible. And I wish I didn't care as much because my life would be so much more enjoyable. Right? I'd be able to read my yaoi and not feel bad about it. Because why do I feel bad about reading yaoi? And manga in general, like, being an artist and learning about, the way that manga artists are treated, and I just feel bad reading manga, which is insane because that's how they make money. That's literally, like, their livelihood. And I feel bad about it, which is so weird. But I don't know. I just needed to rant, I guess. And I feel much better now that I've been really sick all morning. But yeah, I don't know. Overconsumption. Overthinking is the killer of joy. There are others, but the main killer of joy, in my opinion, and in my experience, is overthinking. Because if I didn't overthink things, I'd be able to read my yaoi, and it would be fine. Because this stuff, even though some of it is, like, there's a word for it. It's like no plot, all smut, or whatever. Like, there's still works of art that thousands and thousands of hours went into literally changed my life. Like, this stuff changed my freaking life. And I can't do it anymore. I don't have, like, anything hopeful to leave off on because I don't have the answer. If anyone does have the answer, please tell me. Oh. The cat just tried to stand on one of my yaoi stacks. Did not work. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that's the video. That's my conclusion. Overthinking. I don't know how to end this. Like I said, I don't have an answer. I think it's just something I need to work on. I need to work towards, allowing myself joy. I should probably go to therapy. And then I think about how there's people out there that need it more than me. And then I don't go to therapy. Anyways, okay, that's it. Bye.